Hello there, I thought it was time for another natter, and this week I'm going to have a little natter again about portraiture. As you've probably worked out from my caricature video, portraiture is something that I really enjoy doing. It's probably one of my favourite bits of art, and I do enjoy looking at other artists' portraits, be it photographs, be it paintings, etc. It's just something about the face that I find really interesting, getting the character of the person in the pictures, etc. And what I want to talk about is this style of self-portraiture that I've built up over the last few years. Now, initially, when I was thinking of doing a self-portrait, I was trying to think of how I could do it a little bit different. And one artist who really inspired me is a chap called David Hockney. And he produced these pictures. This one's based of his mother. And as you see, it's not a painting. It's basically photographs that he took of his mum from lots of different angles and then literally stuck them together. So you get like looking at it from all different angles, but all in the same picture. Okay, a little bit like a Picasso painting, in that same sort of way that he used it. Now, I really like this idea. However, I wanted to put my own spin on it. I wanted to take inspiration from it, but then do it in my own way. And this is what I like my GCSE students to do quite a lot of. Okay, so not doing a direct copy of the style, but looking at it and seeing how you can adapt it. And that's exactly what I've done with this here, in that obviously I didn't take photographs, but I got 4 different canvases and stuck them one on top of the other. You can probably see it better from the back there. Stuck them one on top of the other and then painted the portrait onto that. So rather than doing it like David Hockney, where he would have a different view in each section, I've just done it so the portrait literally flows from one canvas to the next. And you can even see, hopefully, how I've even painted it down the edges there, so it sort of takes that picture round there. And whatever angle you look at it from, you can see the view as it flows into it. I also quite like this uneven edge to the picture. Your pictures don't have to be a rectangle if you don't want them to be. You know, they can be a little bit quirky like this. There's another fellow called Anthony Green who does a lot of paintings like that, and I just like that, the way that the face sort of suddenly stops. Okay, and then carries on here. You know, by rights the head would probably come up around here, wouldn't it? But it, you know, it doesn't bother me that. I don't need it, the whole thing in there, just to get that idea. So that was the first self-portrait proper that I did. This was about 3 years ago, and one thing you will notice, the expression on my face. You know, you can't hold that expression for a long time. So I do take photographs of myself and then I work from the photograph. Okay, makes that an awful lot easier for me. And I do like the brushstrokes to show as well. As you can see here, I don't like to smooth everything in, so I like a little bit of roughness to the painting style. So it's sort of realism with a little bit of rough edges on it as well there. Okay, that's the first one I did. I then moved on from the blue period to the yellow and orange period. A little bit happier, this one. Okay, so that's the one that I did. That would now be a couple of years ago. I produced that one, and then I moved on. Would it be earlier on this year actually I did this one. This is my COVID, or it's going to be one of my COVID pictures, more about that in a minute. Well, this is my COVID picture where I'm actually took a photograph of me taking the lateral flow test, where you've got the thing up your nose and you've got the test kit there. I quite like this idea of actually sticking the parts of the test kit on there and then working on top of it, etc. I came up with that. Also with this one, I found some different shaped canvases, and I find that quite interesting. Now, you know, you can have square canvases, round ones, rectangular, different sizes. I find that quite interesting. Okay, so came up with that. Hopefully that really does show a fair bit of my character in that particular painting, which is really what I'm aiming for. Any self-portrait should show character and put across a feeling and emotion, etc. Now, talking of emotions, you might notice I've got this up against the wall here behind me here, and this is something that I'm gonna have a go at next. Still gonna be a self-portrait, but I'm gonna be painting on a really rough texture. Why do I want to do this? Well, this time last year, end of 2020, between October and December, first of all, I caught the dreaded COVID. Blah. Okay, and it wasn't bad enough to put me in hospital, but it was pretty grim. I've got to say, pretty grim. It absolutely whacked me out. And after that, it led on to about a depression. Okay, which isn't the happiest thing to talk about, really, but you know, it did sort of knock me sideways, and I didn't go to the doctor. You can only talk to the doctor on the phone, but I was diagnosed with depression by the doctor. Went to counselling, given some tablets to bring myself around, and fortunately, over a period of time, it did bring me around. Now, as I was coming out of the depression, so more going on towards probably December. I got it in end of October, so going on towards December, etc. As I was starting to feel a little bit better, I, being the artist that I am, I took a selfie. Okay, and there I am, looking really, really handsome, etc. No one's ever seen this picture before, so this is the first. I've kept this under wraps. But I thought, you know, I'll just take this picture just to remind me of that particular part of my life, which wasn't particularly pleasant, etc. I'm trying to smile there. Can't say I look particularly happy, but what I thought a few months ago is I'm going to have a go at doing a painting of this, and try and get the way that I felt across on a painting, and I felt pretty rough. So what am I doing? I'm making a pretty rough surface to actually put this picture onto. So it's going to be a big face on there. How it's going to work out, I do not know. But that's part of the fun of art, isn't it? I didn't know how these ones were going to work out when I started them. I do like them. Whether I like this one or not, who knows? But it's worth giving a go. It's something I feel that I need to do. So I started here by sticking just corrugated card, Amazon boxes that I've ripped up, stuck them on to create that texture, and then I also stuck some tissue paper on top, and then I've painted on top. However, what I did suddenly think about a couple of months ago, and I started collecting the stuff, was I'm going to also, like I did on this picture, sticking some of these objects on, I've collected quite a few of the lateral flow stuff, and I've got loads of the other things here, which I'm going to also stick onto it. I will hasten to add, these have been sterilised. Okay, I'm not wasting unused kits. I have used all these, but I have suitably sterilised them, so they will then be stuck on in places there to build up this rough texture. Okay, like I say, is it going to work? I haven't got the foggiest idea, but it's something that I want to have a go at. You know, it's not going to be a particularly pleasant picture to stick on the wall, I suppose, but doesn't matter. Get it out of my system. I want to try it out and see what happens. So this is going to happen over the next few weeks, and what I'll do is I'll document what I'm doing and put the results onto the YouTube channel. We'll see what happens. Okay, so here's to the start of a new painting adventure. Let's see how it goes. Bye bye for now.